There once was a salesperson and an SE team. They were great, amazing salesperson, amazing SE. But the salesperson was a control freak, and the SE could not do anything with the account manager's approval. So they both failed. The end. Some salespeople are great out of getting the most out of their solution engineer, SE. Some are horrible at it. I would say most are and onto the lower. And if you look at the bell curve, here, let's draw a bell curve. All of a sudden, I just decided to draw a bell curve. If this is the bell curve, or there are some who sit here, minimal number of people, most around this area, and there are some that here, like they suck at using the most out of their sales engineers. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. But before we start talking about this, let's discuss what is sales engineering. And I say this, it's solving business problem with technology. That is, sales engineering is not difficult. Understand the business problem, solve the business problem. Show them that you have the best solution. There you go. We're done. Sales engineering is done. Now, sometimes SE is able to do this, and sometimes they're not. Let's assume the SE is good at doing that, because not every SE is good at that either. Because also, same. Look at the graph. Look at the graph. Some SEs sit here, most sit here, some sit here, and then they get fired. Salespeople who sit here don't always get fired. Anyway, that's why there's more of them. So there are bad AEs, good AEs, and amazing AEs at allowing their SEs to work, basically. The bad SEs are usually control freaks, and all they want their SEs to do is demo. Just freaking demo. The book called Just Freaking Demo is based off of that. I've been in situations where the AE gets pissed off if I reach out to the customer directly. They want to control the communication with the customer. They want to control the meeting. They want to control what words I say. For example, we're in a meeting and then the salesperson would ask, Ramsey, do you have any specific questions around X? And if I have questions around Y, they will cut me off and keep going forward. It's a work in progress. Anyways, the good AEs are also control freaks, but they know that SEs do more than demos. They know SEs can actually ask questions. They allow the SEs to do some stuff on their own and have some ownership. Now, the great AEs, the amazing AEs, are also control freaks, so that's common across. If you're not a control freak, you're generally not a good, you're also here, or even worse, like you're horrible AE. They also know that the SEs are better at certain things than the AE. They know that SEs are better at asking questions about the technology that bring up the business value. They know the SEs are better at talking with other engineers, and they let them do that. They let them build the relationships. They don't need to be on every meeting or on every call, which unleashes the SEs. So I wanted to talk about 7 things, or 8 things in this case, that AEs can do to unleash their SE. Starting with number 1, which is know your SE. If you look at the sliding scale of sales engineering, you have the techie. This is a polo shirt, by the way. If you look at the sliding scale, you have the salesy SE. This is the bow tie. They're both nerds, but I'm one of them. I sit personally somewhere here. And I'm techie to an extent, but I'm much more on the salesier side. So if an AE treats me as a techie, I'm gonna fail miserably. Like, if all I have to do is jump on and answer technical questions for the customers,
my head explodes.
When I was an AE, my SE was pretty much here on this end of the scale. Asking him to go build relationships with the customers was like pulling teeth. So I didn't. I asked him to, every once in a while, like once a month, grab lunch with a customer, build relationships by answering technical questions, by being there for the customer when they need it. Right. Building relationships isn't just about taking them to lunch and golf and all that. I would not take customers out to golf, at least not yet. I might do it someday, but I don't know how to golf. Let's be honest.
What context?
But we can build relationships by being there for our customers to answer technical questions. You have to, as an AE, you have to understand where the SE sits, and you're going to be able to compensate, or you're going to need to compensate for that. So here today, if you look at my salesperson, he's not going to put me in situations where I'm going to need to do a deep dive on technology yet, especially with my new company. I'm learning the technology. I know it, but I need a lot more. So he'll put me in a situation where, Ramsey, if you need to bring in the architect, let me know. Or Ramsey, bring in the architect. Feel free to do that. Feel free to bring somebody else in. Know your SE, know their strengths, and cover for them based on what they need. We need to set expectations. What do we expect from my SE? I expect them to take one customer out to lunch every month. Lunch per month. My AE expects me right now to reach out to 6 SEs from partners or partner organizations and build relationships, where he expects me to build relationships with the customers, whoever we have in the CRM, start reaching out. He expects me to do certain things, and I expect him to do certain things, but without this, setting expectations, we don't know what to do. I don't know what he needs me to work on. He doesn't know what I need him to work on. So we kind of meet every day and we discuss. What are the expectations for today? What are the expectations for the quarter, for the year? So we set expectations. Then we move on to 3. I don't know how many times I've talked about this. I have so many invites in my mailbox or my inbox with no agenda. The title would be discussing company. That's not an agenda. We need an agenda, especially SEs who are more salesy, who need to prepare for the technical stuff or are newer and need to figure out what they need to work on, what they need to study. We need an agenda. And agenda could be like, it's just a meeting between 2 people, not necessarily 3 people. We need an agenda, even if it's just, hey, let's meet up and sync up. The agenda could be intros, or introducing us, intro to you, how we can work together. That's one agenda. It's with the customer. Intros, intro to you, intro to us, and then discovery or understanding your pain. Because if we don't set this up, the customer will most likely think, oh, they're here to demo. I'm expecting a demo. It happened yesterday. Where the title was one thing, and then we ended up doing something else. And even though the meeting was set by their leader, one of the engineers there was like, why am I here? I thought this was X. The title said X, and no one level set the expectation or had the agenda. And now we move on to number 4. These are handshaking. So building relationships. As an SE, I harp on other SEs to build relationships with salespeople, with their sales counterpart. But if you're an AE and you're watching this, you also need to build a relationship with your SE. It's not just a one-way street. It's not that you need to trust them. They need to trust you too. They need to be able to know that if I make a mistake, for example, I'm not going to be thrown under the bus. I need to know that if we jump on a call that says X, that we're going to discuss X, we're going to discuss X, not Y and Z and F and G. If we jump on a call and you said it's qualified, I want to know that it's qualified. Because as soon as I find out that you're lying to me and the deal is not qualified, well, guess what? I'm going to push back and no longer jump on any of your calls because they're unqualified. I'm going to ask you, qualify the deal before you bring me in. Editing Ramsey here. I want to take a second to talk to my SEs since this is an SE channel. Everything we're talking about right now goes for you as well. It's not just on the salesperson to do some of these things. If your salesperson is weak in one area, it would behoove you, that's a word, to compensate for them in that. It'll also behoove you, I'm going to stop using that word, to actually build relationships with them. So everything we're talking about right now, you should do as well. Now, if you are struggling with this, if you have a salesperson that is not doing these things, which is making your life harder, you can do something about it. And if you're looking for coaching to help you with that, let me know. You can also check out the SE hotline. The link is in the description below. Let's get back to that weird video that I was making. Think, which is Italian for 5. It's French. I know. I'm joking. Relax.
Relax.
Anyway, one of the great struggles of SEs is there's always new technology to learn. And it's not a shallow learning like, hey, I learned the acronym and now I know what it does. But also, we have to deep dive with our customers on occasion. We need to learn the technology. We need to learn the product, how it works, what it brings value to the customers. Why is it different from the competitors? Because the competitors have the same thing. But if the AE does not give us time to learn, we're not going to be able to support the AE on these specific topics. So it's in the AE's best interest to learn. And saying learn at your own time is not really realistic. That's another pet peeve of mine. I don't have my own time. I work and then I have to take care of my family. I work, I have to take care of my family. I have to take care of my family, work, take care of my family. My own time is midnight. When do I sleep? So I need time during work hours to learn. And it's expected as an SE that I learn during work hours. Sometimes I have to work overtime. Sometimes I have to work late into the night. I talk to my wife, tell her, hey, can you take the kids to the activities? Fine. But it can't be every day. And we're learning every day. There's a new thing every day. So we need time to learn. If you see on the calendar, learning time, don't double book it because it's learning time, go learn at your own time. That is the opposite of building a relationship. That's showing you don't know what SEs do and you don't really care. They're a resource that you need them on the call. Listen to their feedback. That's an ear, that's a mouth. That's the SE's mouth. That's the AE's ear. There's usually wax in here. Clean. I'm joking, but clean, seriously. Because SEs have input. Now, we all know, or most of us know, AEs are very optimistic. If you look at the sliding scale, optimistic, pessimistic. So as SEs, we have to regulate that. We have to understand that we are the pessimists in this relationship. But when we give feedback, it has to be reasonable feedback. And the AEs, if you want to unleash your SEs, listen to what they have to say. If I tell you we cannot do a POC yet, we don't have the success criteria, the response should not be, well, it doesn't really matter, we do it all the time. That's not a response. The response should be, all right, what do you need to do to get the success criteria? I need one more meeting. All right, go do it, Ramsey. Trust, relationship, build it, unleash. These are all words that I put together in a word salad. 7. Be a leader. Be a leader by setting the expectations, by having the agenda, but also be a leader in meetings. Perform the way you want your SEs to perform. I've been in so many meetings where the SEs are working hard to perfect their pitch, their demo, what they're going to say, when they're going to say, what they're going to click, when they're going to click it, what is the flow. And then only to jump on the call, and then the AE starts doing his presentation, and you can tell the AE did not prepare anything. He did not prepare a talk track, or she did not prepare a talk track. They didn't prepare anything. They're just coming in there, all umming and ahhing, and all these things. It makes me think, like, why did I work so hard? Lead by example. Show them how you want things to get done. Be there. If I'm working till 10 o'clock to prepare this demo, you're working till 10 o'clock to prepare the presentation that you're going to present. If you're not leading by example. And it just tells me that I don't have to work as hard. There's already a perception that SEs work much harder than AEs to help them close deals so they can make money. Don't add on to it. Show them, no, that I will work hard, just as hard as you, to close these deals. And I'll make money for me and for you. Last thing is, don't spring stuff up on them. We don't like surprises. SEs are the opposite of liking surprises. I don't know what that is, but we don't like surprises. We don't want to be on a call for the AE to say, "Hey, Ramsey, can you show that?" It's like, I don't have it prepared. One thing one of my AEs does is he says, "Ramsey, I don't want to put you on the spot," which gives me an out. It's like, yeah, I don't have it prepared. And he does the surprise thing, but that's an easier surprise because then he's giving me the option to keep going or not. But like saying, "Hey, Ramsey, show that," or I'm in the middle of a demo where I have this flow. "Hey, Ramsey, show X." Dude, I just told you yesterday when I clicked on it, it broke. I'm not going to click on it. 8 things to unleash your SE. If you want to see what a great SE looks like, click on this thing. If you want to be a great SE, join the SE hotline. Link in the description below. If you have an SE that you want to become great as an AE, send them my way as well. Link is still below. Get back to work.